Good evening, everybody. This is Andrea here. I'm just sitting outside watching the chickens scratch around. These are some chickens that we had a friend incubate eggs for us. They're just a mixture of different ones. I was actually going to raise them up to butcher them instead of doing meat chickens this year because honestly, meat chickens gross me out. But we were blessed with a friend who lives in our area, and he got a great deal on 44 meat chickens that were ready to butcher. I think somebody that goes to his church had them, and to show maybe for his kids. I'm not sure the whole story. And the HOA stepped in and said he had to get rid of them. And so he sold them to my friend for an excellent price, 44 chickens ready to go. And in exchange for me helping him clean them, he gave me 15 for our freezer. And so since it's just Jamie and myself, just two of us here, we cut them in half. And so there's actually 30 meals in the freezer. And all it took was a few hours of some back-breaking work, I'm not gonna lie. Meat chickens are heavy and gross and stinky, but once they get cleaned, they taste good. But I'm just sitting out here enjoying the evening. It is a beautiful Texas May evening. Our temperatures are getting really hot. It was probably up to 90 today. And we've been in a bit of a drought. This is my orchard area and I do water it. That's why it's still green. But other parts of the property are turning brown and crunchy when I walk on them. But I just wanted to share my view here for a few minutes and let you kind of know what's going on. So I've been depopulating the rabbit colony. Feed, as most of you know, if you have any kind of animals, you know that feed is becoming very expensive. I have a rabbit colony with 5 adult females and 2 adult males. One of the males I have in a cage at the time. He's been locked up for a while. The other male is fairly new to the colony, and I released him into the colony and he actually disappeared. I see him every now and then. He stays under the brush pile or underground, I'm not sure. In fact, I haven't seen him in a few days. He may not even be here anymore. And if he's not, that's okay too, because the rabbits have been breeding like rabbits, of course, and they're going through a lot of feed. And so to compensate for that, since our freezers are full at this time, which is a huge blessing, I actually butchered rabbits. I didn't butcher them. Let's just say I dispatched 5 rabbits a few days ago, the smaller rabbits, and I fed them to the pigs. And then today I did 5 more also and fed to the pigs. So that's less rabbits that I have to feed, and it was a day that the pigs didn't have to have commercial feed. And so I feel like that was a winner both ways. I hated to do it. At first I had to argue with myself a little bit. You know, it felt like a little bit of a waste. But if the farm can take care of the farm, there's nothing wrong with that. And it worked out for the pigs. It worked out for the rabbits because they were getting a little crowded in their colony. And it worked out for us because it's less rabbits that we have to feed, and we don't need any right now. The freezer has plenty, and so we're good on rabbits right now. So hopefully with my male locked up, it'll give a little chance of a break there. I plan on keeping him locked up at least until fall, and maybe longer, just depending on what the weather does. I guess while I have you out here, we'll walk over and have a look at the pigs. And the pigs are a whole nother story. We have so much pork in the freezer at this time. And I have 1 male right now, and his name is Dreamsicle. He was born here. And I have 2 breeding females. This is Willie, and she's actually going to be on a break the rest of this year. And then I have Maple over there. Let me see if I can get a view of her. That's Maple coming towards me. She's pregnant at this time, and that'll be our last babies for this year probably. I have Runt in the background, and then old Nugget right there. He's just my big old pet pig. If we have to, we'll eat him. If not, I want to keep him. He's really friendly. He and Maple and Runt are all siblings. And Willie here is their mom. Nugget is the sweetest little thing. He's the first pig that I ever castrated. They turned 1 in April. And this is Maple's second pregnancy, actually. She got accidentally bred at 5 months, and she gave birth to 4 healthy babies, and she was actually a really good mama to be so young. And then I rebred her a month ago, so she should be having the babies around July. I didn't write it down. And then Runt back there, he's orange, he's beautiful. I tried to sell him as a pet because he is very small compared to the others, although he is filling in a little bit. But nobody took me up on it, so he's just been hanging around here, and we will actually butcher him if the time comes that we need to, because he's not friendly. I castrated him at 6 months old, which was really old, and it was pretty brutal, and we don't touch him. He doesn't allow us to come near him since then, and I can't say that I blame him. Nugget, we did it about 8 weeks. He's super friendly. Huge. He is huge. If we have to eat him, we have to eat him, but right now I go in and love on him, and I just have a good time with my pigs. But I just wanted to pop in this evening and make a little short video and tell you kind of what's going on, let you look at the chickens. This is my orchard area. A year ago there was no grass here. We did have the little fruit trees planted. I have I think 8 trees here, fruit trees. Several of them are producing fruit this year. I have a peach that's got peaches on it, and a persimmon that has persimmon on it. And then I have a grapevine over here in the trellis, which you can't really see because of my angle. It makes it look invisible. Hopefully we get a good harvest from our fruit this year. And these trees are still very young. This is actually an almond tree. It's really big. I'm excited about that. It did put off blooms this year, and it actually made some little almonds, but they all dried up. I think it's just too young to support fruit yet, but I'm hoping next year's the year. This is my trellis for my grapes, and I have a grape bush on either side, a grapevine growing on either side. Last year it grew to the middle of the trellis, which is just a cattle panel, and it actually had little clusters of grapes hanging, and I was super excited. And then our cow had a calf at the time, Little Mac, which is now in the freezer. He got out of the pasture and he ate all my grapes, and I was super disappointed. I didn't get to try out any fresh grapes, but maybe this year we'll get some. We don't have a calf to get out of the pasture. Our cow's actually pregnant right now. And I'm excited about that, but that'll be September, October before she has her calf. But she's a Jersey, so we get really good milk from her when she has her baby. I just have some sunflowers here and some potatoes in containers, a few pepper plants. I'm actually growing potatoes in this bucket here, or trying to. That one's just got some sprouts on it. But then in this one, there's some potatoes growing pretty good. I'm not much of a gardener. I am trying my hardest to make it. And then I just have a few, some dill here and some lavender and a couple of aloe vera on this little table here. I just set it up in the orchard so that when I water the trees, I can just water the plants too. I do have a bigger garden in the goat pen, which is surrounded by electric fence. That keeps the goats out, but it's not doing that great. We are in a drought. I'm watering it every other day, and it's just really hot and dry, and I don't have a green thumb. I'm working on that. I am trying to get better. I want to get better at gardening. I would love to be able to provide our own food 100%, although that's probably not that realistic at this point, just because of the world we live in and the things we're used to eating, like oatmeal. You know, I don't really foresee me growing wheat and all that. But it's a goal, and it's our goal to be self-sufficient and live off of what we can grow. And that might mean not eating certain things. And that's a huge sacrifice, but the time may come when that's what we're going to have to do, and that's okay. We're going to trust God to see us through these hard times, and we're going to work on our land until we can't. Y'all have a good evening, and thank you for watching.